you are joining me for the first time, please remember to click subscription button and hit that notification bell to be the first person to receive the video that will be produced by Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, updating you. Davi-tech-media, subscribe to Davi-tech-media.
In celibacy, meaning no upa and not no kulalia kumbali. You know, you have to stay faithful in celibacy. And the other one is the vow of poverty, where you are not supposed to accumulate wealth. You are not supposed to have wealth here and there. You are not supposed to have it. The other one, the last one, is the vow of obedience. And the vow of obedience is such that you have to accept whatever the superior tells you. You may not even accept, you may not be convinced, but if the superior tells you to do something, you need to follow. When I was in the seminary, they used to give us, what used to happen in the past, where they used to say that if the superior tells you that you should be watering stones, and as you be watering these stones, they will grow. You needed not to question your superior to say, but superior, how can these stones grow? Thank you, my daughter. You needed not to question. You needed not to question your superiors to say, but superior, nga amabokuti ya kurashan. You had to follow the instructions of your superior. You just have to continue watering the stones. You know very well that they will never grow. I mean, how can stones grow? But a superior in the past, they would tell you, keep watering these stones. And you have to do, you don't have to question, you don't have to question. So, these are the vows, which, on which priesthood is centered. On which priesthood is centered. Of course, you can argue it to say, no, you go to the Bible and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, discuss this very important issue as we are getting closer to the elections. I know the heading is quite provocative, but I'm not trying to be insolent or to disrespect HH. I am just talking politics. I'm just talking politics. That's what I'm doing. So this is not a personal, but it's in the context of politics. Put it in the right context, and the context is politics. And if you let me remove that. Yeah, and if you just think about it, and if you look at HH, imagine HH was a female, okay? We're talking about politics, but so please get it in the right context. Imagine HH was female. I mean, this is HH that comes up on the scene and immediately partners with people like Ben Capita. Later on, he goes to, who is this man? Canisius Banda. He goes to GBM. This is the man that would have had a relationship with what is this? Michael Sata when he was in opposition. I mean, Arabi, Never Smumba. Excuse me. Never Smumba. Just tell me which opposition leader HH who has never slept with HH politically. Tell me, at Maki Gura, tell me which opposition leader that has never slept with HH politically. I mean, you can name them, all of them. As long as somebody is desperate for power, HH throws himself there. He throws himself there. And like we know, any woman that throws herself, or any man indeed that throws himself, sleeps with this one, sleeps with that one, it's very difficult that that person will end up getting married. It is very difficult. It is very difficult. And this is exactly what is happening with HH. HH sleeps with anyone that is in opposition, that is desperate for power. He goes to that person. Anyone who wants Abakulu, Abaiche, as long as somebody is desperate for power, HH will throw himself there. And like it is in real life where we are talking about morality, such a person would not get married, would not be taken seriously. And HH is one person that can never be taken seriously politically. Because what kind of a person is this one? What does HH look for? What does HH look for in politicians? What does he look for? What does he look for? The man loses it. And this is why in politics, HH keeps losing it. Keeps losing it. I want you to follow me very, very well. You see, politics is different. Politics is about ideology. Politics is about ideology and strategies. You must first of all identify yourself. Who are you? Chimo chinevena mweva kashana, mweva kashana, mweva, some of you young people. The life that you want to lead, you must first of all, the first thing, you must identify yourself. Who are you? Who are you? And ask yourself, what do you want? You young people, this is for you. I'm telling you. Don't be like HH. Ukula ulafyo, apawa. No. You must first of all identify yourself. Who are you? And ask yourself, what do you want? Then you embark on that journey. The other day, on Youth Day, I said, when you identify yourself, you must invest in what you want. Then you start investing. Not wamuno you wabutukirako. Wamono you wabutukirako. Wamono ina kwa tempia wabutukirako. You see this one with money, you run there. You see this one has got money. No! Invest in what you want. Regardless of who is beckoning you. Who is beckoning you and how much money they have. Follow what you want and invest in that. Work for it. HH doesn't want to work for what he wants. He likes some shortcut. He likes some shortcuts. He did it in business and he's doing it in politics. But unfortunately, in politics, he can't succeed. Because politics is based on ideology. What do you want? What do you want? What are you bringing? What are you bringing for the nation? What are you offering the people? Now, if you look at HH, tell me what is HH's ideology? Tell me what is HH's ideology? Because the man has been with all the politicians. All of them. All of them, he has been with them. What does he want? Can you say that this person has got an ideology? Can you say this person has got political morality? If there is such a thing, nothing. As long as umuntu amfika kwa chanjani, HH kuvutukira. Uyu kuvutukira. He has no basis. He doesn't know what he wants. He's bringing nothing. And this is why, from my point of view, HH would be a big danger to have in this country because he has nothing for himself. HH has nothing of himself politically. He has nothing. He has nothing, and the evidence is in the number of people that he has slept with politically. That is the evidence. Because if he had something of himself, he would have stayed still and people would have joined him. A good example is Basata himself. A good example is Basata. When Basata left MMD, he set up Patriotic Front. And when he set up Patriotic Front, he was basically alone. I remember listening to news that Sata has left MMD at 13 hours. At 13 hours on Radio Phoenix. On Radio Phoenix, I remember very well. I was in Cairo Road. And he has formed a political party, Patriotic Front. Patriotic Front by that time was already in existence. So when he was coming out, it was already there. He simply just jumped on it. He was basically like alone. And he never wavered. He kept on going, he kept on going, he kept on going until he went into State House. He knew what he wanted. And his ideology was very clear. He was talking about pro-poor, pro-poor, pro-poor. Sata was always about pro-poor, pro-poor, pro-poor. Abalanda, abalanda, abalanda. That was his ideology. That's what he brought. Valanda, Valanda, all the time he was talking for the poor, for the poor, for the poor, for the poor. That's what characterized his political adventures. Now, when you look at HH has no ideology. Instead, for him, he's just looking for who can he partner with to take him into State House. His ideology yakwa HH ni State House. Ideology yakwa HH ni State House. And that's where he messes it up. Me, I am vying for presidency. But my ideology is not State House. It's not State House. My focus is not State House. My focus, like at the moment, is for me to grow. For me to learn more things. For me to create relationships. Relationships. Not to wabutukila kuli. Create stable relationships. HH does not have stable relationships in politics. He doesn't have. He doesn't have. Atolokela, he jumps from this one to that one. He has no stable relationship. And this is why HH will find it difficult to enter into State House as long as he continues behaving or acting like a prostitute. He will never get into State House. Look, there are a number of factors that have favored Hakainde Hichilema. A number of factors. When Mazoka died, UPND was almost in power. UPND was almost in power. Mazoka actually, we actually think that he won the 2006 elections. We think Mazoka won the 2006 elections. We think he won that election. Because, I mean, he had overwhelming support. And HH came in, he was given UPND on a silver platter. This man was nowhere from nowhere. And imagine, I do every day, I always think of it to say, I wish I was given and dismantled everything. He dismantled, yes, thank you, 2001. He came and dismantled everything. Mazoka had created the relationships. He had relationships, he had a team. If you remember, if you go back, Mazoka had a team. HH does not have a team. At that time in 2001, Mazoka had a team. You can even remember them. The given Lubin that we celebrate today is from UPND. Sakwiba Skota, a very powerful politician, very powerful politician, very intelligent politician. He destroyed it. Chisanga, what is his name? Patrick Chisanga. Then we had the Vanani Bambi. You know, the people that you can remember. But you can remember a number of people at that time that were part of UPND. Mazoka had a team. Hakainde Hichilema came in, he destroyed the relationships. Because for him, He doesn't believe in relationships. For him, he believes in political one-night stand.
If you are joining me for the first time, please remember to click subscription button and hit that notification bell to be the first person to receive the video that will be produced by Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, updating you. Davi-tech-media, subscribe to Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, subscribe to Davi-tech-media.